guys, just a quick note. I'm super sorry about the audio on this one. I did the best I could. Thanks. Enjoy. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I am sorry for the delay in getting these out. Had a bit of personal stuff going on, but we are back on track. Jumping back into What Remains of Edith Finch. If you guys remember, this is the game about little Edith here. She is discovering her family's legacy. She is the only one of her family who remains alive due to some sort of curse. And we have made it through quite a lot of people's stories, so go ahead and watch those videos, catch up. We're going to continue on. The last time we played, we had just finished up Gregory's story, which, again, was quite sad. So yeah, let's see what else we got here.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Gus. A poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, I'm flying tight.
Father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Yeah, get the stepmom through here. And backwards. Try to see this thing. There we are. This one. Hello.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Whoa, Gus. That's amazing. Oh, I love
The
that.
wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Here. Uh-oh, it's raining.
Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, I am like, this is like tornado style. I'm just destroying everything.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry, what I'm about to do. I'm sorry! Ah! Uh-oh, we're going
I wish
on a
that I
trip
could truly
in our
say I
favorite
thought about you
rocket
on
ship.
that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
That's how he died? He got, like, sucked up in a tornado?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Interesting. Wow. I forgot she's pregnant. Now you can totally tell that she is. When you look down, oh, this is craziness. This is nuts. house rules, emergency evacuation plans, their chores and duties. Oh God. I assume I'm gonna have to climb this.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Oh, that's why her bed is empty down there.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh wow, so this is her mom's room. Or her mom's space. Holy Bible.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I mean, yeah, everybody has to find something that they can use to get them through hard times, you know? Dawn and Sanjay.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Interesting. Fly to India. Meet up with teaching 10 ways to teach critical thinking, mathematics. So we're helping hands create safe places. Oh wow, look, all of the stuff. This is like a whole space.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Oh wow.
Louis was born a year later.
Oh wow. Oh, this seems a bit dangerous up here. Wait. Are these more of the missing? Yeah, bubble.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Of course not.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Were there gardens for everybody?
And to see kids in the house again.
Look at the gardens that they each have. This game is one of the... I can't get past one, how amazing the graphics are in any of the games they have printed now. Two, the storytelling is fucking phenomenal. It tugs at your heartstrings. They're interesting. I really, truly love this.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
I mean, I love the way they incorporated the tree in the house. Wow, you can see out the back. This is great.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Wait, we were homeschooled, that's right. Multiplication tables. I'm not gonna lie, we had like reading as a hoop things in our school when I was growing up. Lewis rules. Edith, Lewis, and Milton.
But it didn't last.
God, of course it didn't last. Scientific method. Relief efforts end in disaster. Oh, that's their family. Ah, this game hurts my heart, guys. It hurts my heart. Oh,
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Let's see if there's a way in. Here we go. Missing Brothers Castle. Wow, he's actually a really good artist.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
The frog. so interesting. Also, though, really, as someone who's like 22 weeks pregnant or whatever the hell she said she was, she really should not be doing all the stuff she's doing. Wow, this place is, again, this place is very untouched for not, like, 7 years. It took her 7 years to come back to this place. Like, he has no death thing. Because they don't know if he passed away or not. He just went missing.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh. Oh, wow. It's him painting the door, I think. No way. There's no way that that door painted downstairs will open up. There's no fucking way. It'd be pretty cool if it did.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Oh. This game is so sad.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
But, like, seriously, this would be really cool if all of a sudden this opened. I don't think it's going to, but, you know.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
We really still don't know if her brother is dead, which, if Milton isn't dead and just vanished somewhere, then does that mean that the curse of the family of everybody dying except one person is either not true or unfulfilled? Because
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
I don't think it's anybody's fault.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
I don't think that when somebody goes missing that it's anyone's fault. Nobody intentionally lets that stuff happen. They just don't.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Oh, alright, dope. He was smoking hookah and weed, and fish tank, video games, he was apparently drinking. Interesting. That old food has gotta be nasty.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Wonderland Turbo looks a lot like an original PlayStation or Sega. The Red King Stream. I love the music that kicked in, by the way. Here's Greater Seattle Institute of Psychology.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Oh, no.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, I'm moving!
I asked him to describe it.
Guys, I'm doing two things at once and it's hard for my brain. Up or down?
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
Left?
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats and toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
Yeah, it's really hard to have these monsters in your head. I completely agree.
I had hoped he'd
It
find
really
himself.
is.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Nobody knows fully. It's so hard.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
This is such a good game. The imagery is beautiful. See how the daydream, the more he does his daydream, the bigger it gets.
And songs for them to
Takes
play.
over the screen.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
More and more.
New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
What a cool mechanic. And it is so hard to do the fish while steering the boat and focus at the same time. It's so hard.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Boat is kind of hard to steer.
The queen was on her own quest for
Radiant rainbows. Ooh, I like that. Radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows.
I'm not down with the sinister serpent. What's that is that his mother.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh god, the whole thing is just this now.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
The fish are piling up.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Wow.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
And the fact that, like, part of it is the reality that if he chops the fish's head off, that, like...
For someone who'd
certain
never known
aspects of the
success in the
stage
real
are
world,
unlocked.
I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, shit. Okay, this must be, like, the back room of the cannery. Yep. Wow.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh, ew. This place is... Wait, are those live fish or dead fish?
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
This place is so good. Is that us? Are we walking up on ourselves? Is King Lewis walking up on normal Lewis?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hello? Oh no. Oh, we're not going. Oh no.
I still thought I could save him.
Oh,
Even after he
no.
said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh, this is about to be very sad.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
This game has a really beautiful way of
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
showing the depths. Like, I absolutely love this about this game is the imagery they show when death is happening. It's still extremely sad, but
His queen waited, holding his crown.
This game is absolutely stunning.
There was only one thing left to do.
I mean, I am so happy to
Bend down his head.
No. I just realized what this is. It's a guillotine. Oh, guys, this is about to be not pretty.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Wow, that's so sad. That is so sad. This game is so sad.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
How pretty this is. Oh,
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
this is.
I wish we'd stayed.
Oh, packing peanuts, packing peanuts.
But I understand why we left.
Okay, this is all the packing supplies, all of the kitchen.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
That is so fucking sad. All the photos of her, I'm gonna cry. Their whole life just. Gone.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Seriously, so sad.
But it had to end one way or another.
Oh,
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
this is our room. Oh, wow. Norwegian folk tales. Look at all the paper craft. Here goes nothing.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Wow. Oh, it's heckin' dark, guys. It's heckin' dark.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sailed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Wow, this is... So she had sealed all of the entry points at this time.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
There's been a secret entrance into this room the whole time? No way!
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Easy. I don't think that's the fucking case.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Putting her in a nursing home? History of the Finches by Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Here we go. We're going out into the fucking ocean.
There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
This is so cool.
But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Where's the
When
bell?
the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Just follow the text. We gotta follow the text.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe I came back to them.
This is crazy.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Hey, yeah, chill the fuck out, Mom.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
What she just... That is so unfair.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
So sad.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Your mom...
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
But your mom, like, I don't know, man. I'm sure she had her reasons, but I feel like she just fucked it up, you know?
A few years went by.
You can't always run from your past. You can't always run from the things that,
My mom didn't like to talk about it,
you know,
but
happen.
she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
So sad.
And then I was alone.
Oh no.
The last Finch left alive.
Milt could still be alive.
Until I found out about you.
Hello? Me?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh, the baby.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
Oh, this is such a good story.
And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Yes. Absolutely. Live life to the absolute fullest that you can live it, because we only have so much time.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you.
Oh, man.
And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
So, oh my goodness, this is so good. This is such a...
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow, holy shit, whoa, holy shit. That was not the ending I was expecting, wow. Oh my god, that was so good. Oh my god, this game is amazing. And it's so true, guys. It's so true. We do not know what is ever going to happen. We cannot control things. Things just happen, and sometimes we don't get to understand why. And genuinely, you need to just live your life to the fullest. Make your own happiness. Find the things that bring you joy. Work towards being who it is that you want to be, and don't let anyone else ever stop you. Don't let anyone else ever write your story for you. Write your own story. Be your own person. And be proud of and love who you are, because life is too short to do anything less. Love yourselves more than ever, because we are all important and we all matter. This is one of the best games with one of the best stories that I have played in years. Annapurna is one of the best storytelling game making companies that I have ever come across, and I am so glad that I chose to play this game, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed it too. Watch the whole thing. You know, I think it's worth it. Go play it yourself, honestly. Go play this game, because there is something so uniquely wonderful about experiencing this on your own. And I just think that every single person should experience this game at least once. I am definitely going to be playing more games like this with these kinds of stories. They're some of my favorite games to play, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. I know I enjoyed this fully. And as always, we will see you guys in the next video, and make good choices. Live your lives. Find joy. Find happiness, because life is fleeting. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate every one of you. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.